Hello students, next we will look into the Laplace transform. You already know that we have studied Laplace transform in network theory, but what we had not discussed there was something that is called as region of convergence. So once again we will review the Laplace transform by looking at the region of convergence also. Now here for this Laplace transform we will consider the unilateral Laplace transform, which is given as unilateral Laplace transform of x of t is capital X of s, where capital X of s is given by integrating from 0 to infinity. It is not from minus infinity to infinity, but from 0 to infinity, the signal x of t e raised to power minus st dt. So you can see that this is unilateral. Unilateral means we are going from 0 to infinity. If you look at the timeline is basically from minus infinity to 0 to plus infinity. So this is the positive time axis, this is the negative time axis. So generally the Laplace transform that we have studied is bilateral. That means we have taken for both the negative as well as the positive time axis. But here in signals and system we will discuss the unilateral Laplace transform, which means that we will only concentrate from 0 to infinity. That is why this equation comes like this. Another thing that I would like you to notice is that suppose if I would have written the bilateral Laplace transform, that is from minus infinity to infinity, x of t e raised to power minus, now s, if you all remember, the s is basically written as j omega. If you would remember, the s is basically j omega. So if I am going to write e raised to power s minus s, which is j omega, and then the remaining d dt, you will see that this is similar to what we have the Fourier transform. So in a way, Fourier transform and Laplace transform are, somewhat similar, but the Laplace transform basically talks about the stability. That is why we are having s, and the Fourier transform basically talks about the frequency axis. That is why we have the omega or f here. Anyway, so this is the equation. Now generally S plane, if you remember from network theory, the S plane is basically a plane which is having both the real and the imaginary axis. So if I am going to rewrite this equation, therefore I will write x of s can be written as from 0 to infinity x of t. Now instead of s I am going to substitute sigma plus j omega and dt, t into dt, which I can separate it out as 0 to infinity x of t e raised to power minus sigma t into e raised to power minus j omega t dt. Now since e raised to power minus j omega t is having a magnitude of e raised to power minus j omega t, magnitude is going to be equal to 1. Therefore the integral from 0 to infinity x of t e raised to power minus sigma t, the magnitude of that, into dt, so I will write the dt also inside, dt, the magnitude of that should be less than infinity for the integral to converge. So generally speaking, this will converge, this x of s will be found only if we are having this much portion to be converging. That means the sigma to be converging. The sigma value e raised to power minus sigma t, this whole part this integral should converge. Then only we will have the x of s value. And that is where the region of convergence comes. That means if you are going to look at the S plane which is generally drawn like this, let me draw it here. The S plane that is generally drawn like this, where it has the imaginary axis j omega and the real axis sigma, then in all values of sigma, the integral won't converge. For example, for certain cases, it might converge only if sigma is positive value. Then we will say that, okay, the Laplace transform will exist only for this region of convergence. Only for this region of convergence. So that is what is the region of convergence that we have to see. Now let us look at each and every signal, elementary signals that we are having, and try to find out the Laplace transform of that. So we will start with the impulse function. We all know impulse function x of t is basically delta t, where delta t is defined to have a value of 1 at t is equal to 0 and 0 for t not equal to 0. Now we know that this is not the exact definition of impulse function, but for the time being I am taking this. Always remember that you should write the exact impulse function definition whenever it is asked for the definition. Anyway, so now in this particular case, we will take the Laplace, then the Laplace of delta t, and we know the equation of Laplace, which is integral from 0 to infinity delta t e raised to power minus st dt. Now we know, let me write that. So we know that if you multiply any function with delta, that means if you would multiply x of t with delta of t, it is as good as writing delta of t multiplied with the function value at 0. Therefore, using that concept, the Laplace of delta t can be written as, now I am going to integrate it. So I am going to integrate it from 0 to infinity delta t e raised to power minus s. Now t is going to be 0, so 0 into dt, where you can see that it's as good as writing s into 0 is 0. So I can just straight away write it as 0, which is basically integral from 0 to infinity delta t into dt, which is basically the definition of delta t, which comes out to be 1. Therefore, the Laplace transform of the impulse function is 1. We have already seen this. Now, the value of s may keep on changing. It does not matter whatever be the value of s, because this is always going to be 0, isn't it? So I will write for all s, for all values of s, for all s. So for any value of s, this is going to be the answer. Therefore, the region of convergence, the region of convergence, which is in short called as ROC, the region of convergence is the entire plane, S plane. That means for any value of S, this will hold. This particular relation will hold. So I will draw the region of convergence for this particular case. Sorry. So the axes are going to be the real and the imaginary, and for any value in this particular S plane, so this is the S plane, so you should always remember this is the S plane. That means all the values of S will be within this S plane. Okay, so the region of convergence will be for the whole S plane, so you have to shade something like this for the whole S plane. Okay, and that is how we represent the region of convergence for the Laplace transform of the impulse function. So whatever be the value of s, this is going to converge. Okay, you'll understand the ROC better in the next case. The unit step function, we all know u of t is basically the value of 1 for t greater than 0, and for t less than 0 it is going to be 0. So let us take the Laplace transform of this particular signal. So I will write, therefore the Laplace transform of u of t is going to be, we know the equation, it is going to be from 0 to infinity u of t e raised to power minus st dt. We know that u of t is going to be equal to 1 for this particular range. That means throughout this particular integral, the value of u of t is going to be equal to 1. So we will write that u of t is going to be equal to 1. So this is going to be 1 into e raised to power minus st dt. It's as good as finding out the integral from 0 to infinity of e raised to power minus st dt. See, now here you will understand the region of convergence in a different way. Now if I am trying to take the integral of this, we all know that the integral value is going to be e raised to power minus st, since it is going to be integrated with respect to t. So in the denominator we will get minus s, and now the limit is going to be from 0 to infinity. Now what I want you to look here is, see, if I am going to write e raised to power minus st as e raised to power minus sigma plus j omega t, okay, here e raised to power j omega t you can leave out, e raised to power minus sigma t is what is important, because the magnitude of e raised to power minus j omega t is going to be always 1. So I will not take this into consideration. Now just look at this one. Here if the value of sigma is going to be equal to some positive value, then it is going to be e raised to power minus sigma t. Whereas if sigma is going to be some negative value, it is going to be e raised to power sigma t. Okay, so here if I am going to substitute e raised to power minus sigma t, the answer is going to be different. And if I am going to put e raised to power sigma t, then the answer is going to be different. How? Have a look here. I am not going to put sigma t. If suppose this is the case, then I have to substitute the value of infinity and 0. So I will take 1 by minus s outside, which will be minus 1 by s. And the remaining portion will be e raised to power, now I have to substitute instead of t, isn't it? So it is going to be e raised to power minus s infinity, which is as good as minus infinity, and minus e raised to power minus 0, or e raised to power 0. Correct? Now here we know that the value of e raised to power minus infinity is 0, whereas the value of e raised to power 0 is equal to 1, which gives us the answer as 1 by s. But if this minus, as I said here, because of the positive sigma value, if this minus would have become plus because of the positive values of sigma, or the negative values of sigma, sorry, in that case here the equation would have looked like e raised to power plus infinity minus e raised to power 0. Okay, and in that case we would have got e raised to power infinity as infinity, minus 1, which is infinity. So the answer of Laplace transform of u of t, the Laplace transform of u of t would have come out to be infinity. That means the integration is not convergible. You are not able to find out the Laplace transform. Which case, when the value of sigma is such that it is turning out to be negative. So this answer is the answer when you will get for positive values of sigma, which leads to this, and this is the answer that you will get if you are going to talk about the negative values of sigma. So if I am going to draw the S-plane, then I can see that the ROC, or the region of convergence, will only exist for positive values of sigma. Only for positive values of sigma I will have the region of convergence. For negative values of sigma I will not have the region of convergence, and that is what is the definition of the region of convergence for Laplace transform. And this is why for each and every function we will have to find out if there is going to be a region of convergence. So region of convergence will be for sigma greater than 0. Okay, and for the negative axis we don't have any convergence. So I will write this. Therefore, Laplace transform of u of t is equal to 1 by s if the real part of s, which is sigma, is going to be greater than 0. That means always positive value. And this is what we should always remember. Okay, this is what we should always remember. So how do we write it? We write that u of t Laplace transform is going to be 1 by s with real value of s greater than 0. In the next video, we will look at the other functions. Next, we'll look at the ramp function. The ramp function is basically given by t into u of t. Therefore, the Laplace of t u of t will be integral from 0 to infinity. Instead of x of t, we will write t u of t e raised to power minus st dt. We know that u of t is going to be 1 for this range of 0 to infinity. So the remaining t e raised to power minus st dt is what to be integrated. Applying the rule of multiplication, we can say that the integration will be t into e raised to power minus st by s with a limit of 0 to infinity minus integral of 0 to infinity e raised to power minus st by minus s. So this is also minus s into 1 for the t into dt, and since here the multiplication is with respect to t, the first part will become 0, and that the remaining part will basically become the integration once more with respect to t. It will give e raised to power minus st divided by s square with limit from 0 to infinity. Now again, here if I am going to look at the value of s, which is equal to s is equal to sigma plus j omega, then obviously with the values of sigma here within this limit, the answer may come out to be either a finite value or an infinite value, and we require only the finite value. Therefore I will say for the real portion of s greater than 0, I will get this Laplace transform of t u of t as 0 minus, now within this bracket we will get a 0 minus 1 by s square, which comes out to be 1 by s square. So we can write that the Laplace transform of t u of t, the Laplace transform will be 1 by s square for the ROC, the region of convergence, to be real portion of s being greater than 0. And diagrammatically we can show it as the right side for sigma greater than 0. That is for the positive values. Next we look into the parabolic function. So in the parabolic function we are having the Laplace transform of t square u of t. wherein again we put the equation 0 to infinity t square u of t e raised to power minus st dt, where u of t is going to be 1 for the range of 0 to infinity. So we are having integral of t square e raised to power minus st dt, which if I am going to integrate using the rule of multiplication, then I will get t square e raised to power minus st divided by minus s from 0 to infinity minus the integral from 0 to infinity e raised to power minus st divided by minus s into 2t dt, which basically gives me the first one, it goes to be 0 because of t becoming 0, and then we are going to have plus the constant will come outside, that is 2 by s, so that minus and minus has become plus, and then integrating from 0 to infinity t e raised to power minus st dt. This much portion is what we have just now done previously, so it's in the same method, so I will write here. So this is going to be equal to 2 by s, and the remaining portion is going to be t e raised to power minus st divided by minus s with the limit from 0 to infinity minus integral from 0 to infinity e raised to power minus st divided by minus s dt, okay, in which the first portion becomes 0, so 2 by s, let me pull down, okay, 2 by s, and then 0 is there, plus 1 by s e integral from 0 to infinity e raised to power minus st dt, okay, which I can, the first part is 0, so we will leave that one out, so I will get 2 by s square and e raised to power minus st divided by s minus s with the limit from 0 to infinity. Now here we can see again this case comes that in if the s value is going to be, if the real value of s is going to be negative, then we will have the value going to be infinity. So I can say, so for the real value of s greater than 0, we will have this Laplace of t square u of t to be, now if I am going to put it, then I will get the answer as, if I am going to put minus infinity and then e raised to power 0, then basically I will get 2 divided by s cube, okay. So I can write that the Laplace transform of t square u of t is going to be 2 divided by s cube for the ROC that the real value of s is greater than 0, and the image will be the same, okay. So next we will look at some of the real exponential functions in the next video. Thank you.